everyone. Good to see you. Thank you for joining, and happy Easter. It's the Easter weekend. I'm actually going to take the energy of this weekend to bring some love and talk about love and death. Yesterday being Easter Friday, Good Friday, there's a lot of energy. I'm sure everybody's feeling it. There is something really interesting happening with Easter and everything we are actually living right now. And I want to bring 7 points that are going to take us through the energy, how we can empower ourselves in what we're living right now, being in our family dynamics, being in our own personal dynamics. It starts there, but also in our business. There's a lot of shifts out there in the economy, in the market, and we need to learn to do life completely differently. So this is going to be an invitation. So we're going to go through 7 points that are going to take us from, I would say, almost from the dark to the light, which is a beautiful journey. And so I want to take you to just contemplate in this energy of Easter, the unkindness, just the way we can be unkind. And it's one thing to point the finger about watching, other people and pointing the finger, this one does this and this one does that. And it's one thing to do that. But when we do that, there's actually 3 fingers pointing at us. So it is really our opportunity to look within how unkind we are towards ourselves. I'm going to take some examples that are a little bit drastic, but please keep your heart open and contemplate in this energy of Easter. And for those of you who don't know me really well, I am not a religious person. I'm coming really from a place of true spirituality, which is the connection to our divine, to our own truth. It's not directed by human-made, man-made rules. So there is no rules in that sense. It's just the rule of being free and happy and connected. So if we go into this place of unkindness, imagine that you were actually the people, the very beings that have nailed Jesus on the cross. Imagine that you are actually just pounding those nails. You are that person. It's one thing to point, for those of you, if you love to watch those movies around Easter and watch the story of Jesus and, the whole process of going on the cross and stuff, it's so easy. It's so easy to say, wow, how can these guys can do that? But in reality, if you look at your own life, there are things that literally, if you were watching your movie, it'd be like, how could these people do that? How do you treat your spouse? How do you treat your children? How do you treat your neighbors? How do you treat your clients, your partners, your colleagues? Everything is the same. So the moment we point the finger, it's an invitation to look at who we are. So I want to invite you to really open your heart to that and to stop judging. That's the second point, the judgment, right? So stop judging of what's going on and who people is doing. Another person that is very famous now to point the finger is Trump, to name one. But there is also in previous times, there was Hitler, Who are we to judge what that man has done when really in our lives, how many times are we actually gassing ourselves? The way we treat ourselves, the way we put some toxic things in our minds through what we watch, what we hear, people we are around that may be toxic or not uplifting us. So there's a lot of things to say about, let's not judge. This is so the unkindness, the non-judgment is where are you the Hitler for you? How are you gassing yourself? Whereas maybe you're not treating yourself properly, you're eating junk food, maybe you're having bad thoughts about yourself, all these toxic behaviors. So this is one way you are your own Hitler to yourself. And then of course it expands, right? Because who we are to ourselves is who we are to the world and to our communities. So that's the second one, judgment. Then the third one is condemnation. And how many times do we condemn someone by just having an opinion? And again, it goes back to judgment, right? And unkindness as well. So it's like, how can we go beyond what our mind wants to see, our ego wants to see, and connect to actually that person? And I want to stretch it a little bit further, because if we stay in our comfort zone, we never grow. So the invitation here as a practice, you guys just take these tools here, not just as something you hear and it just stays in a mental masturbation type of state, right? You're actually going to do something about it. So pay attention how unkind you are sometimes, mainly towards yourself, but also to the people around you. Pay attention to the judgments that you have around others and watch the fingers for you. And now here, pay attention, how many times do you condemn people? And those people that are around you, that could be, for example, someone who is mean to you, or someone who just scares you, like, oh my gosh, she's way too this, or this guy never, like, I would not go any close. Those people, those are the ones you need to go closer. You need to learn from them. You need to transcend something. If they evoke some feelings, some sensations, some stuff in you, that means they have a gift for you. So you can open to that. And instead of criticizing and rejecting them and pushing them away, these people are actually going to give you a great gift. So it's for you to open your heart and go closer to these people and dance with them. This is the only way you're going to have this alignment and this absolute joy of freedom of your soul, freedom of who you are. So this is really interesting. So don't condemn, but go and dance with these people. Now be aware, there may have some toxic energies around them, but with love, you transcend everything. And those are some of the practices we teach at World INLIGHT Partners, by the way. This is really something, it takes more than 20 minutes on a Facebook Live to go through the steps. But it's already for you to be, your first step is to be awake and aware. So just be conscious that you maybe are tempted to push away people that are scaring you, versus actually getting the gift and be with them. Just go close to them and dance with them. Then it goes to sacrifice. And this number 4, sacrifice, is really about, can you sacrifice your own comfort zone? Can you sacrifice your own security zone, like where, you have these boundaries? There is a place where when you stay into your zone where it's easy and it's beautiful and stuff, mainly right now, not one of us is really in a comfortable zone where we're all experiencing something very difficult. So the sacrifice here is, what sacrifice can you do to be really stretched, to go deeper into your alignment with love? And that it is sacrifice. We need to let go of who we knew we were and our habits and our patterns. And that leads to death. So the death is really about letting go of who you were. This is the best thing right now. We can just flush it away. And knowing that it's dead. It's dead. Who you were yesterday is dead. Everything that happened before the virus is dead. This is non-existent anymore. This is our place of coming down to an absolute point zero of death. There's nothing. The nothingness, right? And in the nothingness, this point is also a point of meditation. When we can totally empty the mind, there's a place that is absolute, this place of point zero. It's a very similar energy of death. There's nothing. There's nothing. And that's death. That death is going to only allow to come for a rebirth. The rebirth is point 7. There is a point in between, is point 6, which is forgiveness. Remember, Jesus on the cross was like, forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing. How can you use this in your life every day? Some people that are mean to you, that have been criticizing you, that are trying to take you down, that are trying to manipulate. I've had lately something interesting happening to me. A good friend, but then became a business partner. And I did everything to get this person to a place where he could use his skills, his mind, his tools, and he started to create something beautiful. And I just got ejected from the whole project. Now, you gotta trust that of course God is keeping an eye on us, right? He will always, 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 always protect us. If we stay aligned with love, He will allow people to be in your life or to be removed from your life. So sometimes you need to be ejected because possibly I would have stayed with that particular group and project, and it was not healthy for me. It was not healthy for the people. It was not healthy for the world. So that's not aligned with who I am. That's not aligned with my values. So how many times do you have things that are taken away from you? That's the death, right? Sometimes it's your death, who you were, but the death of something that you had started. It's not going anywhere. That is just God telling you, I need you somewhere else. I need you to do something different. And we want to resist this. Most of the time, ego is involved, and ego does not want us to grow. Ego wants us to stay in the box. Ego does not, he's scared. Ego is scared because he's not allowed, he doesn't see anything other than what is in the box. So his role is going to prevent that you get outside of the box and prevent that you are growing and actually serving the greater purpose. You must be so aligned with who you are and so in truth and so impeccably giving that juice of who you are that ego has no word to say anymore. You just win. You win the battle. That's winning from love, a place of truth, right? So it's your alignment. So I'm going to come back to forgiveness because for me, that chapter with this group was to keep loving them, to keep loving those who are trying to demolish you, trying to crucify you, right? In a way, they're trying to take you down. How can you share some love there? And I'm going to go even deeper on this. How about being aware there are some dark forces out there? You know, not everybody has a good heart. That's just the reality. But judging that with pointing the finger, that person doesn't have a good heart or has mean intention. Remember, look into you. Where you still have bad intention, maybe towards you, mean intentions, bad intentions, being unkind. So it's always a mix of things. We have to really come from that place. So it's that place of forgiveness. Forgiving them for the way they treat you is one thing. But how? I'm going to really push this far. If you're still listening now, you know it's triggering something in you. And this is your space. Don't give up. Don't quit now. We're here for another 8 minutes. That's it. And you're going to have some great tools. Because that forgiveness piece is the most important for you to be absolutely free and in full alignment with your love, alignment with your truth, and that place of freedom, love, and joy that is like beyond anything you have ever experienced. But that cannot happen without forgiveness. And once you think you have forgiven the people that are around you and stuff, most people forget to forgive themselves. And it's one thing to forgive yourself for the things you know you've done in this lifetime. But I'm not going to go into the reality or possibility that there is a past life, because I think we're busy enough in this lifetime. We have enough stuff going on in this lifetime that we don't have to worry about what was before. But I'm going to talk about karma and even transgenerational energy. So it may be from your mom, your grandma, or those other your ancestors. And so if we come from a place, there is no past lives, because I'm not here to tell you there is one or there is none. Who cares, right? You know for you what's real. I'm not here to ask you to believe anything, but I'm here to ask you, how can you live more love? Because if we don't, we die. If we don't have the love juice, this is life itself. We're dead. We're just robots on this planet. So we're just mechanically living and we're not serving the greater purpose. So we're now from that place doing business in a robotic place that is, I gotta make money. I gotta make money. I gotta make money. I gotta make money. And to the detriment to our own planet. Often we are engaged in some actions or some businesses that are actually destroying our earth. And it's very, very bizarre that when we're conscious of that, we're still keeping doing it. So we need to wake up. And this virus is a very beautiful, beautiful gift. So I continue on forgiveness. Can you forgive yourself if you had been Hitler? Can you forgive yourself if you had been that person who is actually nailing Jesus on the cross? Because that's how you're doing it to you. Sometimes you are nailing yourself on the cross, and you have to look at ways you're doing that. Is it maybe that you're sabotaging your own relationship, your own health, your own joy, your own happiness? It can be very little. It can be very big. How are you polluting your own life by doing things, acting very in mean ways, in ways that are not serving you, not serving anybody? You're just doing it because that's how you are gassing yourself. You are the Hitler right there. So can you forgive yourself? So that's your practice. I'm inviting you to actually go into that place of forgiveness that is so uncomfortable. That's your own sacrifice. And you got to come to that sacrifice and then let go and come from that place of death. There's nothing anymore. That's your point zero for you. And then when you know that is the truth and you have reached that point, then you can open to the rebirth. That is what's happening in our world, guys. But it has to happen on our own level, on a personal level. We cannot possibly think about building a new world if we're not willing to do this for ourselves and be deeply living this. The death, which is the destruction right now, is everything is going to be destroyed. That's happening. It's happening, guys. You want to see it or not? It's happening. But rejoice in that, because that's where it's necessary. We now need to add the forgiveness piece. Forgive ourselves as human beings for what we've done to our planet. Forgive ourselves for what we've done to ourselves, to the people around us on an individual level. And then we can think about the rebirth of our earth. And because we've come from that place of forgiveness, we're now clean to make something new. Because if we're polluted, if we're toxic, if we're full of resentment and anger and greed and this desire for control, and we're just going to create the same world that was the old, but now in the new. So what's the point? Right? What's the point? So I want you to take a deep breath and let those words sink. If you stayed through the entire 20 minutes, we're just getting close here. I want to say thank you. And you're one of us. If you understand this, that we absolutely need to go through that place of forgiveness. And what an amazing weekend to do this. Do it for yourself. Take it seriously. Do take a few minutes every day to connect with you and ask for that forgiveness. And when I say a few minutes, I mean, guys, it's every breath is breath of love coming through you. Greet it. If you don't, you're dead. So it's, dancing with love and death. Love is your breath. It's life itself. And if you're not enjoying this right now, if you've been on a kind of like, you're in apnea, you're like just barely breathing, like this is how people live most of the time. Going to the next event, next thing, they take their car, they drive somewhere, they arrive, they have not even paid attention. They've seen a beautiful forest, or maybe there were some people that it's gone. They're just arrived. If you've been living like this, please forgive yourself and rejoice in this, what's happening now, because it is this rebirth right now. This is what we're rebuilding. World INLIGHT partners, this is exactly it. We're in light. We know there's something beautiful. We have understood, we've done the work, we've gone through this forgiveness training, this whole thing that I've been talking about for this 20 minutes. We've gone through this. And we are now partnering around the world, and we're setting up for the rebuild phase of our world. If you're still here, you're one of us. And the good news is, please just join us. We have a Facebook page here, World INLIGHT Partners. World INLIGHT, all in one word, those we have the light. We're alive. If you're alive, if that resonates with you, join us. And let me know personally, just pop me a note. If you feel that you're a leader, you want to actually do something about this in whatever you're doing. You can be in real estate, you can be in a healer, you can be a singer, you can be whatever is your gift. And I tell you, if you don't know what that gift is, we will take you through the training and you'll find it. That gift will find you. I will end up with this because it's the end. Imagine we're a big symphony and your gift is to play piano. That's all you need to do. Play the piano. First of all, it's your gift. Second of all, you love it because it's a gift and you know it's something that brings you joy. Your mission and your only responsibility in this life is to play the piano. Play it loud. Let others play the flute and the trumpet and the drums and everything, because that's what makes the harmony. You're only responsible, and that's your commitment. That's all. It's your joy to play your piano. And then from that place, you invite people in the dance and you share your light. And that's how we create a new world. This is as simple. Guys, that is my gift to you. Don't think it's complicated. You need to be free, happy, and play your piano, your note, your instrument, whatever that is. And then to come from that place of being free and happy, then join World INLIGHT Partners. We will show you how to do that. And we have some amazing news coming up in the next few days. So join us on the page. I gotta go because it's past 20 minutes and I promise it's 20 minutes. I do this every second day. I alternate once in French, once in English. So every day I'm online in a live Facebook, but once in French, once in English. I love you. I'm very proud you stuck to the end. I'm seeing some people here. Thank you for all of you that were here live, but I know a lot of people are watching the recording. Whatever serves you. And if you need to listen to it 30 times, do it. If you feel that you need to share this to someone that is going to give it freedom, do it. That's one way you play your note, your instrument, to bring the light to others. Thank you very much. And have a happy Easter. Lots of love. Bye.